Matter of fact, let's just watch a video that I seen, and I was like, bro, is this shit AI? Because this don't sound like some Officer Tatum would say, you know what I'm saying?
People like Nick Fuentes and others will say, black people should be in prison. Well, let's look at the stats. Black people commit about 6,000 murders a year. 98% of it is against other black people. That's 6,000 murderers. There's 40 million black people that live in America. The overwhelming majority of black people are not murdering anybody. The chance that you get struck by lightning is probably more than getting murdered by a black man. It's concentrated areas of poverty and violence. When I was a police officer, I noticed that white crime and poverty go together like black crime and poverty.
I just realized I was saying facts to something Officer Tatum was saying. What? How? New Antonio Talks just dropped, bro, so you already know what that means. We gotta react to it. And this topic is one that truly makes my heart glad. Check this out. Raccoons are realizing their tokens have been spent. Video by Antonio Talks. We're seeing this happen. We're seeing this happen where these black conservatives are realizing that the group that they have been tap dancing for, the group that they have been trying to assimilate in, even to the point where they were willing to speak poorly about black people, even going as far as to lie, no differently than the white supremacists. They're realizing that they were nothing more than useful idiots. And so we're seeing them trying to wiggle their way back over to this side of the fence. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy how all of a sudden it ain't about principles, it ain't about values, it ain't about, you know what I'm saying, I gotta be Republican no matter what because these are the right views. All of a sudden, as soon as they realize that the people in positions of power that they were trying to pander to aren't saving them a seat at the table, they trying to mosey on back over here, man. But let's go ahead and check this video out and have a good laugh.
Raccoons, they are very detrimental in the black community. They look like us, but they not with us. Now, the black conservative and raccoon go hand in hand. They pretty much all have the same archetype: anti-black, a white counterpart, claims racism doesn't exist, you know, yada, yada, yada. Now, it's low-key dying off, but...
And look, I think it's important to say, not everybody who identifies as a black conservative would I consider a raccoon. In fact, there are very prominent, important figures in black history that, based on their political positions and their financial, their economic philosophies, they would fall into the category of being a conservative. Whether it's because they have very strong religious values, very strong Christian values, or are fiscally conservative, you know, subscribing to the idea of black people lifting themselves up via capitalism, which, though I do believe a lot of black people who hold to that mindset do mean well, and maybe they think it's possible for the masses because they've been able to do it as an individual, I don't think that's the way. We don't see any large groups of people ever in history lifting themselves up that way. Okay, the white Americans in this country didn't attain the privilege and prosperity they have by working hard and lifting themselves up by the bootstraps when they weren't benefiting from the exploitation of people like black people in the form of enslaved people. They were getting massive handouts for the government, or the government went out of their way to exclude other groups from accessing resources that only they could access. That's how they got to the position they're in, right? We take a look at China. China has lifted hundreds of millions of people out of the worst levels of poverty in less than 40 years. Those hundreds of millions of people didn't do that by lifting themselves up by the bootstrap. No, the Chinese government put policies in place to spread the wealth of the nation amongst more people. And so that's really the way. What makes you a raccoon is when you get to talking down on black people, bro. When you get to degrading black people, when you get to lying about black people. But the unfortunate thing is, we do see a lot of overlap between these black conservatives and raccoons. it seems inevitable that if you are a black conservative, it's only a matter of time before the raccoonification process takes hold and you start talking bad about your own people too.
Past couple of years, if you are a black conservative and you talk down on the black community, instant success. I'm talking about bringing in millions of views, which equates to a lot of money. Anyway, a lot of these racist white people don't need them anymore. With Trump being in office and racism being loud and proud now, these white folks are showing their true colors towards them. So I came across a tweet from this guy named Tanashi Peter. I don't know if I pronounced it right, whatever. This is his YouTube channel, over 100,000 subscribers. And let's check out his most popular videos.
This guy's a fucking clown. I remember this guy.
Why black folks move to white neighborhoods. Why I abandon black culture. The end of black privilege. White lives matter. Black people built nothing. Black yada yada. If black Americans wait, y'all get the point. He's just talking
that bullshit I'm talking about, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Down on black people for white validation.
Yeah.
These are his most popular videos.
Of
and
course.
Then it's like when he's not dragging black people, he don't really get no views.
Exactly.
Y'all see the pattern.
Which goes to show that these people that are watching you don't actually consider you an intellectual. They don't actually consider you somebody worth listening to, but they enjoy watching you criticize your own people.
Like, we are the center of attention, bro, I tell you. Anyway, let's go back to the tweet. He says, if this is conservative, then I'm out. Let's check out the video. I ain't watch it. I saved it.
If these are the types of individuals that we have to click up with in the conservative movement, I'm good. No, I'm all the way good. See, the first...
They been good, nigga. I don't know what you talking about. They been good. You think they're like, oh, come on, man. Come join us. Don't mind the fact that we say all this racist shit. Nah, they don't want you there in the first place, bro.
And only reason I consider myself to be a conservative was because of the values that we hold. Therefore, when we start to compromise on those values by letting in a complete clown show, Exhibit A, Exhibit AA. I'm not even gonna put them on B because they're the same. They're the same ilk. These two right here. Now, here's the thing. I do not believe in censorship unless it is self-censorship, personal censorship, which means I have the right to shut these clown shows up in my life. They don't have to shut up necessarily. They can continue to do whatever it is that they're doing out there in the old circus. But
I'm sure they appreciate you giving them permission, sir.
As far as I'm concerned, as far as me and mine,
right, we
serve the Lord.
Of course.
And neither of these have the Lord in them. I'm just going to tell y'all straight up.
So he made that tweet basically like, you know, I don't want to be conservative because they proud racists. Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson, you know, they proud with they racists. It's no different from other Republicans. It's just more quieted down, dog whistles. They just proud with it. I don't respect those two dudes, but you feel me? I can tolerate them more. I don't want to closet racist, like tell me you racist. You get what I'm saying? So, hey, I prefer them over the other Republicans. And that's crazy to say. Anyway, let's go to the comment section, bro. Because, you know, he made those videos about I'm done with black culture. You know, he talk about racism, don't exist, black privilege. As soon as he say something they don't like, yeah, that racism gets a flying. Someone said this is not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. They like keep it pushing. We don't want you here anyway. One thing about me, I love when racists show raccoons that they really don't like them either. Like they be thinking, oh, I'm a good one, bro. You know, I'm not like the rest of the blacks. No, they view us the same way. We've been telling y'all this forever. He commented, good. We don't want you anyway.
Tough.
And I like the tweet. Hey, bro, look, racism funny to me. That's just how I take it. I don't care to be around these people. It is what it is. But these clowns think they a part of the party. They gonna show you every time that you not a part of them, bro. What is a black man conservative in a white country? Thank you. And this is a graper. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the, he's on that side. He's racist. He's telling you like, why the fuck are you here? like I said, you appeal to these people that don't like you when you say something that they do not agree with. The racism gets hurled at you. And I keep saying this all the time. House ninja, field ninja, poor ninja, rich ninja, conservative ninja, you still a ninja. They look at you the same way, bro. All that, oh, I'm a good one. You can make all these black fatigue videos. Yeah, man, this is wrong with the culture. No matter how we act, they're going to still view us the same way. Now, that isn't to say we need to act out or act a fool, but all of that code switching and trying to appeal to them is pointless. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. Do what you want to do at the end of the day, okay?
So I was not invited to any of the Turning Point Faith events.
which I'm one of the biggest Christians in the movement right now, that stand up for Jesus Christ on every platform that I've ever been on.
Officer Tatum, we all know about, bro. With the whole situation with Charlie Kirk, I feel like he's starting to wake up. Or not even starting to wake up. I don't know. Maybe he's grifting. Maybe he's trying to do a Candace.
He realizes that this shit is rotten, bro. This ship is starting to sink. He's on the Titanic. He need to get the fuck off.
Owens a reverse and, you know, try to appeal to everybody. But he's lately been calling out racism. Matter of fact, let's just watch a video that I seen. And I was like, bro, is this shit AI? Because this don't sound like some Officer Tatum would say. You know what I'm saying?
People like Nick Fuentes and others will say, black people should be in prison. Well, let's look at the stats. Black people commit about 6,000 murders a year. 98% of it is against other black people. That's 6,000 murderers. There's 40 million black people that live in America. The overwhelming majority of black people are not murdering anybody. The chance that you get struck by lightning is probably more than getting murdered by a black man. It's concentrated areas of poverty and violence. When I was a police officer, I noticed that white crime and poverty go together like black crime and poverty.
I just realized I was saying facts to something Officer Tatum was saying. What? How? Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, bro. He trying to, you know what I'm saying, wiggle his way back. First, he just try to go to the middle. But I wouldn't be surprised if come 8 years from now, this nigga, he pushing the Democratic candidate, bro. He gonna be on some, you know, I don't consider myself a Democrat, but this person right here, I think they're good for the country. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Only difference is gang-related violence, which make black people go up another notch. Right. But when you talk about abandoning children, meaning fatherless homes, when you talk about people using violence, killing each other, stabbing each other, robbing, stealing, white people had the same rate of some of this stuff.
And why we pretending like we don't have white gangs, bro? The Aryan Brotherhood? What do we do? The KKK? I mean, we don't call them a gang, but that's what they are. I mean, fucking shit. The police force? I mean, that might be the biggest gang in America if we call it. They rep their colors. You feel me? Blue lives matter. Now, of course, police, they serve a very useful purpose in any society. Of course, they're good cops, for sure. I'm not demonizing all police officers, but y'all already know what it is. You already know what it is with the American police. All you gotta do is look at the statistics, and they discriminate against black people heavily. You feel me?
When I grew up, white neighborhoods are still places you don't want to live. The poor, impoverished white neighborhoods. People that don't understand that because they never actually patrolled and lived anywhere other than some little small area where they only had negative experiences with black people. They really don't understand the totality of what we're really looking at here.
Tatum, we've been saying this shit for you.
Right.
People been trying to tell you a police. He said when I was a police. So this is evidence that this man was grifting the whole time. He knew what he was saying was not right. It was false. He knew all black people don't act like the. But when we call this shit out, people try to make it seem like we're playing victim.
Right.
But the nigga knew this the whole time, bro. He's probably the biggest face of black conservatism on YouTube. Millions of views making us look bad for him to say this in 2025, bro.
Crazy.
Man, bro. And that's why I made this channel, dog. If you control the fucking media, you control the narrative. We gotta change the narrative. This man sat on here and dropped, and man, Tatum, bro, I can applaud you and say, I hope you actually turn around and start speaking positivity of the black community. The same way you was talking down on us, I need that same energy now. That's the only way.
We'll see.
He's going to make up for it. But for him to come on here and say that, it's something that we've been saying for years. Like, black on black crime isn't real. You know what I'm saying? Like, crime is proximity. Bro, we've been saying this shit.
Yeah.
Dog, damn, Tatum.
Hi, I'm Kylie, and I wanted to get on here and say that just because you're a person of color and you side with conservative white people does not make them like you anymore. As someone who grew up in a conservative white area, I can tell you pretty confidently that there are only 4 reasons that most white people have a friend of color. Number 1 is so that they can say that they aren't racist, and they can tokenize you and say that you're one of the good ones while also giving themselves some sort of social credit. Number 2, they like to have people around that they feel that they are smarter or better than in some way. Wow. They almost see their friends of color as sort of sidekicks when they're the main character. I think it's it's disrespectful to put somebody into that role and not recognize their own individuality. Number 3, they keep you around to make fun of you or say things behind your back. And again, the whole tokenizing look, oh, he doesn't act, insert race here, which probably results in more comparison between you and other in-group members. And number 4, just to have somebody around. Please don't fall into this trap of thinking that just because you say the things that they want and you hang out with them, that they will ever fully include you. Because most races will never see you on the same level as them because they feel they are superior. It's just a bad situation to be in.
Summed it up perfectly. You know, I see videos like this all the time of other white people saying how they grew up in racist families and, you know, of how they just have black people around to say they not racist. They still racist.
Not conservative, babe. You're literally just desperate for white approval.
Not conservative, desperate for white approval. Yep, that's the fact.
Conservative. You're desperate for white approval. You're not conservative. You're desperate for white.
Oh man, Stephen A. Stephen A. been on a man, bro. I ain't even do a video covering him. We gonna talk about him after this video.
You're not conservative. You're just desperate for white approval. White centrism in black people leads to conservatism.
Yes.
Conservatism is necessarily white-centric.
Yeah.
If you crave white approval, going conservative is the ultimate move. It must seem like a way of escaping your blackness. Like, I'm escaping racism because I'm conservative.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of things that people do in order to do that, man. Right? Whether it's try to get into what are considered elite white spaces, a hyperfixation on getting into certain kinds of schools, working for certain kinds of organizations. But I think there are some black people who go to the military and forget they're black. There are people who go and become police officers and forget they're black. There are, pastors, black men who put on the suit of a pastor and think that, okay, now I'm on the same level as all these white pastors because they're Christians. And of course, Christians can't be racist or have some kind of a subconscious white supremacist framework through which they see the world. But yeah, even if you're a conservative because you're financially conservative, guys, capitalism is synonymous with white supremacy, bro. This unregulated capitalism that you see being glorified on the right, bro, it is white-centered because it was essentially life was breathed into American capitalism through the institution of slavery. And the framework of slavery started off with these people, they are entitled to have because they're white. These people, they don't deserve to have because they're black. That's what this capitalistic structure started on. And that's the truth, man.
I'm in the house with Massa now. I'm not saying the Democratic Party is doing the perfect job for black people, but liberalism is surely the Black Panther Party and Black Lives Matter both are talking about liberalism. Liberalism is about inclusivity.
Yep.
Black MAGAs are part of a community that does not want them.
So I want to talk about Stephen A. Smith because I said I was going to bring him up. But if you didn't know, he threw shots at Jasmine Crockett. And y'all know we don't play about Jasmine Crockett.
Sure.
She's a highly accomplished black woman that's unapologetically black. She's not conforming. She's not code switching. And this is what Stephen A. Raccooned out ass had to say.
How Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work.
Yeah, he won't criticize Donald Trump for all of the craziness that he be saying and doing.
Work is saying that's the man in power.
Bro,
I know what his agenda is. I'm not exactly in a position to stop him since the Republicans have the Senate and the House.
This is house nigga mentality, bro. This is house nigga mentality. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, they have the power, and so I better act right. You know what I'm saying? So that I can get the scraps off of the table.
Hold up. So if you don't get what he's saying, he's talking about the way that Jasmine Crockett addresses Donald Trump. She goes off on him. She's unapologetically aggressive towards him, as she should be. Stephen A is like, hold on, you don't need to talk to him like that now. Don't talk to Massa like that. And that's what, like, these scary ass niggas, bro, that be in these high positions. Like, man, I'm tired of seeing brothers like this. And y'all be wondering why I be saying, like, as black men, we are I'm going to put us all together. It's not all of us. I know we got a lot of strong, but, like, bro, it's so many of us that are raccooned out. Like I said, bro, you go into comment sections of these videos of racist shit. Oh, I'm black and that's true. Oh, I'm black and it's funny. You know what I'm saying? Then when we get to the higher position, it's always like they want to get closer to these white men. Instead of us trying to create our own space, we want to assimilate so bad with white. Like, you feel me? It's nothing wrong with that, but, bro, come on, dog. It's like with the red pill space. Like, I understand a lot of people was telling me I was kind of.
Bro, you don't have to hate white people to be loyal to your own people, bro. I got white friends, bro. I got white friends, and they know about my YouTube channel. Some of them even watch my YouTube videos, bro. I don't give a fuck, though, because if you get offended, I know I don't say anything that's anti-white. I say shit that's anti-white supremacist. You feel me? And the reality is that applies to a lot of white people. But my whole thing is, if you solid, you're not going to be offended by any pro-black rhetoric. Pro-white rhetoric in these white supremacist spaces are always anti-black. They're always about saying, black people this and black people that. You go to pro-black spaces, all it is about uplifting black people. You know what I mean? All about, and if I ever find myself in a position where I'm highlighting some negative aspects of the white community, what is it? It's always in response to some white person lying about the black community, lying about statistics, which made me say, all right, since you want to fucking talk statistics, nigga, let's talk statistics. Let me show you what your people have been up to. You feel me? And so you don't gotta be, bro, be unapologetic, bro. Be unapologetically black, bro. You ain't gotta feel no shame. You don't gotta code switch. The way we speak, we do not speak poor English. This is our own language. Slang, Black American slang, is what you get when you have our African ancestors having to, by force, by gunpoint, essentially, having to learn on the fly English from people who didn't want to actually teach them grammar and syntax and the Queen's English. In our reality, because a lot of these slave owners, and especially in the South, didn't speak proper English either. But you know what I'm saying? And so that is a part of our history. And when we communicate with one another, we understand each other very well. We can communicate very complex ideas precisely and effectively. And so that means this is a complex, sophisticated, and effective language. And so don't feel like you have to put on the Queen's English just because you're around a bunch of white people, bro. You know what I'm saying?
How about we go ahead and separate and make our own shit that is found, like, it's a great foundation of what black excellence should be. You get what I'm saying?
But maybe if I'm willing to work with this man, I might get something out of it for my constituency. Because like Joe Manchin said, he's there to represent, or was there for.
And then I'm sorry to interrupt, but he's talking about all of this. I'm not sure if he has a degree, but she's, like I said, she's highly accomplished. She went to school, got the degree, she done did all that.
I'm pretty sure she went to Harvard.
So why are you telling her how to do her job?
She's a Harvard graduate.
Like, Stephen A, just stick to sports, my dog. Just stick to sports.
Exactly.
Stop talking about politics, because I can see he's trying to be a Officer Tatum. He's trying to be he's trying to be on that side. He's trying to get those white fan bases. You know what I'm saying?
18 years to represent the people of West Virginia. She's supposed to be there to represent the people of Texas. I don't know. Maybe that just sounds ignorant because it's so simple. But it ain't that damn complicated. We make it complicated.
Bro, like I said, bro. And look at them. We make it complicated. It's our fault they being racist towards us.
Right.
If we just act right, they not going to be racist towards us. We not going to get treated like that. Man, these house niggas, bro, they gotta go, dog. They is no worse than a racist white man, bro. I see why Harriet had to smoke some of them. You know what I'm saying? She had to get them up out of here because they ain't no good, you know? He got a lot of backlash for this, like, rightfully so. So he ended up making an apology.
I wanted to take a moment because I saw something disturbing in regards to President Donald Trump and how he came at Representative Jasmine Crockett. And I wanted to take this opportunity to attack this issue as it pertained to me and Jasmine Crockett, because I personally have had an issue with how things have been misconstrued and misinterpreted.
No, you said what you said. But at the end of the day,
I have to own it. And that's what I'm going to do today.
Okay.
And so when somebody says to me, Stephen, rather than point to her and her verbiage and her language and how she talked about the president, what about how he talks?
And that's the thing. They only see the reaction. They only see the reaction. Never the poking, the prying, the disrespect. But when we react in ways that they don't like, oh, it's the problem. You know, it's just like a Karen bothering you. Then when you finally snap, they want to play victim, call the police, and then you're in trouble. So it's like, we always got to tiptoe around these people, bruh. It's always that. We always have to be the nice guy. We always got to be the bigger man. And that's why I be saying, bro, if people go low with me, I'm going to go lower. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes fighting fire with fireworks.
And if that is the reason that everybody is in an uproar, that is fine. And I have no problem apologizing to my sister, because, damn it, I want her to know I don't feel that way about her. Just like I didn't feel that way about Kamala Harris. Just like I don't feel that way about the marvelous, the wonderful, the incomparable, the greatest first lady ever, and Michelle Obama, in my estimation, or anybody else. But what we're going to do on this show is understand who the hell I am and how it's going to be as long as I'm doing this show. I have no problem apologizing if I'm wrong. I have no problem apologizing if I've made somebody feel a certain kind of way.
I respect that. I can respect that.
But I'm going to challenge the legitimacy of what people come at me with when I think that challenge is warranted and deserved.
All right, I ain't finna hear him talk all that nonsense. That's it for the video.
You're right. You feel me? Hey, you guys already know what I preach over here, man. Anytime someone tries to demand understanding, anytime you feel the need to try and make people understand you because it's bothering you the way how people perceive you, any efforts you make trying to accomplish that, 99.9999999% of the time, bro, it's gonna backfire. You feel me? Ain't nobody want to hear that shit. But yeah, well, guys, that's what's going on with these black conservatives. They're trying to slowly tiptoe their way back over to this side of the fence. But what do you guys think? You let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We'll be right back.